Hey guys, Jay here. Welcome to Models Memories Weekly, episode 128. Models Memories is a show about nothing and is filmed in front of a live studio audience. This is a show where we talk about my painting, modeling, and wargaming experiences from the week. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Jay, you put out 3 YouTube videos a week. Could I possibly have more to say? Well, I do, and here goes. This week, you guys absolutely are not going to believe it. Space Marines from Games Workshop got new models. The LVO reveals have taken place. I have not seen them yet. I've been saving it all for this moment. I would like to take you guys on a journey, my initial look at the new Space Marine models that they're showing off. I was not at Nova, but I did have a really good time at the Adepticon reveals, the live reveals. Games Workshop actually did a pretty dang good job. They made it a fun event. They actually did a cute thing where they held off the reveals of the new 10th edition until the very end, making it seem like everything was over. Like they went through all the reveals for just the normal 40K, Horus, Heresy, Underpants, all the other things, Q&A, and then they went into the 10th edition reveals, and it was really cute and it was really fun. The thing that wasn't very cute and very fun is Games Workshop, before anything started, they're like, now listen up everybody. You cannot film this, you cannot take pictures, you cannot reveal anything we're about to show you, because then we can't do this live anymore. Heaven forbid that people find out 40 minutes early what the reveals are. We couldn't possibly have some of our biggest fans show off online how much fun they had at our live event at a really, really popular wargaming convention. Like, that is an absolute no-no. It was very weird. Games Workshop is just gonna Games Workshop. I don't get it. I guess they were really worried that they would accidentally damage some of their traffic on their website. 40 minutes early, it doesn't make any sense. But now it's time for some Space Marine reveals. Now I'm pretty darn sure I know what's getting revealed because there's some pretty obvious gaps in the Space Marine, in the Primaris Space Marine lineup, but Nova Open reveals 2023. Ooh. This is gonna be fun. First, let's look at Chaplin in Terminator armor. Ooh, and are they also showing off the Terminator regular multi-part plastic kit? They are, and it's exactly what you expect. It's lovely. It's the new Terminators. The new Terminators are absolutely perfect, larger sized, really, really, really good. I'm excited because I already have the ones from Leviathan and they're great. And so now I want the multi-part plastic kit so that I have even more unique poses. I know that not everybody loves multi-part plastic kits, but they do hold a nice spot in my heart because number one, they go together really, really fast and they typically come in big boxes. So it just makes it really easy to get tons of models ready to paint really quickly. And then you just get new sculpts whenever the multi-part plastic kit comes out. So I really like it. But the Chaplin in Terminator armor, he's okay. There's nothing really wrong with him. He's not very bedazzled for a Chaplin, especially comparing him to some of the limited edition, I think store anniversary Chaplins in Terminator armor that they've come out with, which I have both of, and they're absolutely lovely. This guy feels a little plain. I like his big old dick banner. That's a lot of fun. He's got a decent Crozius. It's kind of an upgraded Crozius of just the Indominus Chaplin, the Indominus Primaris Chaplin. And I like the way they did his chest where it's the skeleton motif is kind of built into the armor instead of just being sculpted skeletal bones. This is definitely a Chaplin that I will be adding to the collection, but doesn't blow me away. I might have to do a little kit bash, a little conversion to make him as impressive as I want him to be. I mean, he doesn't have like a shoulder shield that you can do some freehanding on. He doesn't really have a lot of purity seals. It looks like he has 3. Ooh, but he does come with weapon options. A storm shield. Ooh, a storm shield would be really nice on a Chaplin. Get that extra wound going on him. Yeah, good old fashioned Chaplin. And a Captain in Terminator armor. Wow, does he have a face? Man. This guy's pretty cool. I actually like this guy a lot. He's a lot of fun. He's got a good pose. I would probably try to get his arm up a little bit higher so he's firing that storm bolter. But I think it actually works for the Captain that he's a little bit less bedazzled. Maybe it's just because I'm a Black Templar player and a Chaplin connoisseur. But I don't know. The Chaplin doesn't spark as much excitement in me, but the Terminator Captain and Terminator armor, pretty darn good. Ooh, and the alternate build for the Iron Hands is looking really nice. That looks like an Iron Hands guy. Yeah, okay, so there's gonna be a good number of stuff in the box. Neat. I like this guy. But what I've really been waiting for is the Jump Pack Intercessors. Assault Intercessors soaring into the sky. Although presumably this will be Jump Pack Assault Intercessors, because we already have Assault Intercessors. And when Assault Intercessors came out, we were all assuming that there was also going to be Jump Pack Intercessors, because there needs to be, like, classically, Assault Marines have always been sold with Jump Packs, but available in the game with or without Jump Packs. But you always take the Jump Pack. It's this, the extra movement distance is amazing. Okay, we got a Space Marine with a Jump Pack. Ooh, and a Plasma Pistol and a Power Sword, thank goodness. So there is gonna be some special weapon options on the Sergeant. I really hope that there is the shield option, because I always like to take the shield just because it looked so cool. Oh, and they all have a nice tactical rock to be jumping off of. Oh, the rocks look a little silly. The Assault Marines have always had rocks. The regular Assault Marines had just classic kind of just natural rocks, and then the Vanguard veterans had pieces of industrial terrain that they were jumping off of. I think because they were a little bit smaller, it looked more appropriate, although I always sanded off the rock and added a little piece of wire or a little just something better. And I think on these guys, I would also do that, because man, they look a little weird. They don't quite look like they're soaring. I don't know quite what they look like. It just looks odd. I do like that Jump Pack. It's pretty much the classic Jump Pack, but it does have the rapid ingress wings that we've seen on like the Inceptors and the Suppressors, which it's a neat little addition. Do I like these guys enough though? One thing I don't like about them is the classic Assault Marines. They had a harness that their Jump Pack attached to themselves with, and I kind of liked the harness. And these guys don't have a harness, and I kind of miss it. They look a little empty without it. They look like regular old Assault Marines with a little bit of extra holsters and pouches, which I like. But I was thinking about, I might go on the Games Workshop web store today, because they still have the sprue of the classic Jump Pack. It's like you can get 5 Jump Packs for like $8 or something. I might buy a couple of extra packs of Jump Packs and kit bash my own, because the old Jump Packs look really, really good on Primaris Space Marines. The increase in size just makes everything look a little bit more proportional, and it makes it look better in my opinion. I don't know if these guys knock my socks off enough to get a whole bunch of these as opposed to just kit bashing my own with the harness. I might do that. These guys are fine. There's nothing wrong with them, but I think I might like the old Jump Pack a little bit more, and I might do a little kit bash and converting it to make them perfect. Ooh, Captain with Jump Pack. Okay, this guy I like. This guy I like a lot. I would definitely get him off of that rock because he looks really funny way up in the air like that, and he's enormous, but his pose looks like it would be awesome just sprinting across the ground, cape blowing in the wind. He's got the laurel leaf on the helmet, chainsword and bolt pistol, heavy bolt pistol. I wish that they still had the Teeth of Terra relic, because I always like to take that in game for the D3 extra sword swings. Okay, this guy I really like. I really like Captain with Jump Pack. This guy is sick. The Power Fist guy is looking a little bit silly. Power Fists always look a little bit silly. I don't mind it at all. Ooh, Jump Pack guy I really like. Okay, now I think I'm still gonna kit bash my own Assault Marines with Jump Pack, but definitely gonna get Captain with Jump Pack. It looks amazing. What are you? Codex Space Marines and Heroes of the Chapter. Okay, Codex, blah, blah, blah. Company Heroes. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's the new, that funny little box that the Space Marines always had that came with like an apothecary and an ancient and a captain and like 2 normal Space Marines that were extra special for some reason. This is that. Okay, this is pretty cool. I like this. These guys look really good. It comes with another Ancient, which, fun fact for you guys, the Primaris Ancient that you can buy right now actually comes with 2 flags. So if you have another Primaris Space Marine body just laying around, you can easily make 2 Ancients out of that one box. Just a little fun fact for you. But yeah, these guys look great. I like them a lot. They look very Ultramarines-y because we're used to like Marneus Calgar's Honor Guard, and that's what the sword guy is reminding me of a lot. I like the Stormbolter. I like the guy who just has a robot hand, and that is a really cool Ancient with the cape kind of draped over the shoulder pad. That's always a really good look. Tons of purity seals, lots of great stuff going on. They all are in Primaris armor, but it is modified Primaris armor. It does look a little bit extra special. It did something fun with the knees. Interesting. Man, a lot of Space Marine heroes. Like, there's gonna be so many Primaris captains, lieutenants, chaplains, librarians. So many. Literally, I'm sure that right now, even without any of these new reveals, new models that they've just shown off, I guarantee there's more character models for the Space Marines or HQ models for the Space Marines than the Votann model range. It's gotta be. Stern Guard Veteran plastic kit. Okay. Ooh, a double flamethrower. Okay. I didn't like the Stern Guard Veterans initially when they came out because I'm a Black Templar player. I don't like to stand back and shoot. I like to get right in your face with close combat. But seeing everybody rave about them online did make me go on eBay and just grab another box of Stern Guard so that I can have one for the collection and play with it in games. These guys are really good, and they come with a back banner. I love the back banners. When was the last time we saw one of those? This has gotta be the first Primaris release, where we've got a good old-fashioned classic Space Marine back banner. Some interesting special weapons. I wonder if they're gonna go back on the idea that combi weapons are just one single profile. It's okay, I guess it makes things a little bit simpler, but it is a little frustrating to have a plasma gun guy in the squad, but that's not a plasma gun. It's just a completely different gun called combi weapon profile. It's a little annoying. It's like, but he has a melt-a-gun. I want to melt-a something. Nope. It's just some extra keywords and 4-up ballistic skill for some reason. Really not a fan of that. But yeah, these guys look absolutely fantastic. The back banner. The back banner. Oh, I might drop some cash. And this is something that I have absolutely been waiting for. Scouts. They look like bog standard scouts. You know what? One thing that I am really disappointed by looking at these scouts, if you look at the old scouts, boy, do they have a codpiece. Like, holy moly. It's a real banana hammock situation. Like, look at the old scouts. It is obnoxious. They got some bonk in the trunk. Like, holy moly. These guys, it's a lot more subdued. It's barely a gentlemanly bulge. It's just a piece of armor. I find that really disappointing. But other than that, they look great. They're just normal updated scouts. They look pretty silly in ultramarine blue. I think they'll look much cooler in Black Templar black. They do kind of look like football players a little bit more than like super tactical Space Marines in training. But these guys are gonna be great for me because essentially the Black Templar gets, in their Crusader squads, it's a combination of regular intercessors and scouts. And so now I can just buy regular intercessors and scouts and be able to build more Primaris Crusader squads than I would be just buying box after box of Crusader squad. And I'll get more unique poses and some more interesting looking models. So very, very excited about that. Ooh, and an interesting chainsword based on the original metal scout box, where it's kind of got that shape to it. Interesting. Yeah, these guys are pretty good. I guess I could green stuff the bulge back on there, maybe on the scout captain or something. But yeah, other than that, I think these guys are looking great. I do wish, this is classic scout design, but I do wish that their little knee armor had a strap to hold it on there, because right now it's just glued to the front of their pants, and it just looks a little bit unfinished, a little bit imperfect. But overall, I think I'm very excited for these guys. Definitely gonna pick up a few boxes of scouts because I need them for my Black Templar. Ooh, and the box is gonna come with a whole bunch of special weapon options. It looks like we got a grappling hook, missile launcher, heavy bolter, and sniper. Okay, so all of the old scout things are coming back into Primaris scouts. That is really exciting. I wonder if it'll be able to take a full squad of snipers like you used to, because currently, regular old non-Primaris scout snipers actually rock. They're probably undercosted in game. They're very, very good with precision on all of their guns. Those who need to sneak heavy firepower into the battlefield can find the options for gunners. Okay, so gunners can take snipers, so probably not gonna be able to take as many, but maybe one precision shot, or maybe like 2 shots at half range or something with rapid. I could see it still being really good. I sort of think I get what they're doing with Primaris, where usually the whole squad is loaded out with one type of gun, because it does make things much more consistent. A squad of Hellblasters is going to be able to plasma something where your one combi plas shot on the sergeant probably gonna biff it. It's probably not gonna do what you want it to do in game. It is really cool to look through all the weapon option list and be like, what do I want? How special do I want this one guy to be? But it does make more sense to have a whole squad. So it'll be interesting to see just how much extra oomph these special weapons bring to the scouts. But I like these guys. Could have had bigger dongs, but I'm still fine with it. Ooh, I just saw something interesting, but first I want to look at the new Warcry, because the Warcry models are always absolutely beautiful. Hunters and Hunted. Ooh. Oh, it's the vampire guys. Sort of. Are these the vampire guys? Gorger Maw Pack? The Gorger Maw Pack. Interesting. So they're ogres. Oh, these guys are great. I like these guys a lot. They got the kind of bizarro Superman complexion. Man, Warcry. I don't know if this Games Workshop sculpting department ever has more fun than when they're working on Warcry or Underpants, sometimes called Underworld by people who don't know the proper name of things. But the models are always just so gorgeous and beautiful and characterful and interesting. These models are a lot of fun. Really interesting textures. They look like they'd be so much fun to paint. I absolutely cannot wait for Marco Frassoni over at Not Just Mega to get his hands on these things and paint them up in about 45 minutes and have them look unbelievably amazing. These are some really cool guys. I still have 2 Warcry teams that I need to paint, and I really, really want to get those Japanese vampire werewolf guys, because those models, once again, are absolutely beautiful. These guys are really, really tempting. Maybe after I recoup my funds from the losses I'm gonna get on these Space Marines, I might go down the Warcry route, because Warcry is really fun. It's really fun. But now I want to get to that really interesting thing. Warhammer Horus Heresy Fulgrim Transfigured. Demon Primarch Fulgrim comes to Warhammer 30K. Unfortunately, he is resin. For a second, I got really excited because I thought, oh my God, are they bringing a Primarch back to 30K or to big 40K again? Like right after the Lion? Like that would have been so cool. And I would love for them to actually do something with Slaanesh. I get why Slaanesh is so hard to do and is so weird, although they did a great job with Age of Sigmar. But they just don't do it in 40K. Like there's still demonettes, and that's the demonette chariots and seekers, and that's about it. And they just never ever mention it or bring it up ever. But Fulgrim is looking rad. Oh, with his snake body, all of his extra arms, his pretty boy face. This is a very, very cool miniature. Unfortunately, resin, so it's gonna be horribly expensive, and he did not come back to Warhammer 40K. Although I'm sure a bunch of those few, the proud, the brave Slaanesh players out there who, even though they never get any new models, never get any attention or love from Games Workshop, they still got their models, they got their army. So they can definitely add Fulgrim to their force. Man, those are some wings. Holy moly, the wings are like twice the size of the model itself. This thing is gonna take up an entire IKEA cabinet, like all on its own. Usually they try to do something with the wings where they're kind of bent in or folded or just something to make it a little bit more reasonable. But I appreciate that they went full unreasonable. This thing is gonna be so massive. You're gonna have your Horus Lupercal, which is about 5 inches, especially standing on his, it's not 5 inches, maybe 4, on his giant eagle plinth base. This guy is going to tower over little Horus. Really, really good snake body. I love all the swords. I love his little BDSM gloves. Beautiful, beautiful paint job. Yeah, really, really cool miniature. Although this makes me wonder, now that they have a new Demon Primarch Fulgrim for 30k, it's really hard to believe that they're going to right around the corner come out with one for 40k. I don't know what's going to come to 40k. We've got a couple of Primarchs back, and in theory, most of the Trader Primarchs are still out there running around, although technically most of the Loyalist Primarchs are also out there running around. Like, Jagatai Khan is just driving his bike somewhere out there in the world. Are we going to see any of them to return to 40k? It would make more sense for all of them to come back than just a couple of them to come back. I don't know. It's really weird. It's really hard to predict what Games Workshop will do. I mean, they took the dongs away from the scouts. Anything is possible now. I don't know what's going on. Man, that is a really cool miniature, though. It almost doesn't even feel Games Workshop-y. A lot of the 30k character series don't feel very Games Workshop because they're sculpted in a very different style. They're sculpted to be much more realistic. Not every single model is sculpted to be perfectly realistic. Like Fulgrim, regular Fulgrim, looks amazing in his very well-fitted power armor, where Vulcan is kind of just wearing regular upscaled Warhammer 40k Space Marine armor. Like, it's just those sorts of proportions. It's not sculpted to his body, which is kind of what I imagine more for the Primarchs. But yeah, this guy's neat. This guy's really cool. It would be, if I was to play 30k, I've been tinkering with the idea of doing word bearers because I like the idea of the red. I don't paint very much red. It gives a lot of fun conversion opportunity to do the demonified word bearers models, and you get to do all of the little script work. But Fulgrim and the Emperor's Children would also look really cool. And I also don't paint a lot of pink. And I do own a bunch of demonettes. Interesting. It is all very, very interesting. Let me know in the comments below, what are your guys' favorite thing from the Nova reveals? Let me know how you feel about the Scouts, and if you feel as betrayed as I do about some of the more minute changes that Games Workshop has made. And let me know what you think of the Assault Marines, because they're just a smidge different than just regular Assault Intercessors. I don't think there's anything wrong with them, but they don't knock my socks off. But you know what does knock my socks off? That's right, our Patreon. Over there, we have a brand new STL terrain set every single month. This month, we have the Gothic Administratum, a giant Gothic building that you can build either destroyed or perfect. We also make extra episodes of Eons of Battle every single week where we take a look at our viewers' miniatures and give some ideas and critiques of how to improve their painting. And we have a tier where you can get your name on one of my Black Templar Space Marines, perhaps one of these brand new Space Marines whenever they come out, and you can join the crusade. A really fun bunch of reveals from Games Workshop. It's so refreshing to finally get some new Space Marine models to look at. It's been way too long since that's happened. And as a Black Templar player, I am very excited. Thanks for watching.